Okay, so a lot of students ask me, why do we use symbols like letters in math? I thought math was just for numbers. So here's an example that might help you understand why. Remember that when we use letters in math, we call them variables. So really the letter is representing something that's unknown. Okay, so this is called the Wapiti calendar formula. The Wapiti is the mascot for Elkridge Middle School, and that's not where I teach, but that's where they made these notes. So say you got a job selling Wapiti calendars, you can get a job selling those calendars even if you don't go to Elkridge Middle School. You earn $20 every day just for going out and trying to sell calendars, which sounds like a pretty nice gig, plus $4 for each calendar you sell. How much do you make on a day when you sell 2 calendars? Well, let's go ahead. I feel like a different color. Let's go blue. And we first make $20 just for going out. And then we're selling 2 calendars, and each of those calendars costs $4. So 20 plus 2 times 4. 2 times 4 is 8, plus 20 is 28. For 5 calendars, same thing. We'd still make $20 just for going out. But this time we sold 5, so 5 times 4 would equal 20, plus 20 is $40. Let's put some dollar signs in here. Okay, 10 calendars, still make $20 just for going out, but I sold 10 this time, so I'm going to make some more money. So 10 times $4 per calendar is 40, plus 20 is $60. So what if you don't know how many you sell? What operations are you doing? Well, first we say we make $20 when we go out, and then whatever that number is, we multiply it times 4. Maybe let's put a question mark there, and that looks a little weird. So because multiplication is commutative, that means you can flop the 4 and the question mark. So it'd be like 20 plus 4 times question mark. And then we could write question marks everywhere, but they might be confused with some other symbols. So that's why we might use X. Now, you're like, well, what do I care? Just tell me how many calendars I sold, and then I know how much money I made. Well, here's the part where having variables gets really useful. How many calendars do you need to sell if you want to make $100? Now, usually when I ask students this question, they try a number. They're like, okay, well, how much would I make if I sell 5 calendars? Well, I'd make 40. That's too low. Let's try another number. How much money would I make if I sold 50 calendars? Well, 20 plus 50 times 4, that's 120. That's too much. So they wouldn't be able to get the exact amount right on the first go. That's why we make an equation. We take this stuff. This is the amount we make from selling however many calendars we're going to sell. And we'd say, I want that to equal 100. Bam, you have an equation you can now solve, and you only have to solve the equation. You don't have to guess and check. You don't have to check a million numbers. And this is particularly useful when your number is like a really ugly decimal number. So the bottom line is we can use any symbol we want, but letters seem to be the most convenient. I actually had a class in college, my very last math class in college, we used symbols like stars and clouds as our variables. If you want to do that to make your solving math more fun, go ahead. Math with letters can represent many situations at once, which can save us a lot of time in the long run. So that way you don't have to think about all of the situations separately. You can think of them in one go. Why is this a big deal? Well, first off, this is kind of a blanket answer. Solving equations and using variables is going to be part of a lot of the math you use from now on. But if you look at point number 2, using variables is going to help you think of a lot of different things. And in our example 1, just solving that equation saved me a lot of time. This can help you make decisions. This can help you compare car rental companies and look at different options for bank accounts. Being able to put in a variable helps you a lot in the long run, and you don't have to spend hours on a decision. You can just spend a few minutes. So that's why we use variables. That's why it's important. And as you go through your years of math, you're going to find out that using variables helps you do a lot of really cool things.